All right, House of Payne fans, season 12, episode 15, entitled Out in the Open. This was it's a toss up for me between episode 15 and 16, which one was my favorite of the three from last week. I would probably have to say this one is my favorite just because it just barely inches above episode 16. This episode did a fantastic job highlighting the subjects of depression, and how that can lead to individuals, unfortunately, leaving this world by their own accord. I'm trying not to use the S word because I don't think YouTube likes it when people do that. But regardless, this was a great demonstration of opening the conversation between people. And I talked about it in good detail during my video where I discussed the sneak peek from this episode. But we're going to jump into this one. And as usual, I'm going to try to get the B plot out of the way first. That way we can focus more on the main storyline of the episode. So Miranda's coming by, I think for either dinner or just to see Miss Ella, and Curtis is like, what, she live here or something? Y'all dating? Because she's been over here like every day of the week. It hasn't been every single day. It's been, Sunday, Tuesday, okay, she's coming over here a lot. But yeah, and then Curtis is like, what about the online dating thing? I thought she was dating somebody. It's like, she's still trying to find her way. But thankfully, later in the episode, we actually learn what happened. And I gotta admit, I would say that these three episodes did a great job in terms of maintaining continuity, from one episode to the next, which is something that usually doesn't happen. Like, for example, in the last episode, Jasmine mentioned her ex Caleb. This episode, it pretty much addresses episode 14 and, the online dating thing. And then in episode 16, we learn about, like Jasmine and her original plan to leave college and why that fizzled out, leaving room for why she wants to leave college this time around. But in any case, Miranda comes over and she talks with Ella because she goes down a list too. She's been feeling lonely. She misses the physical touch and whatnot of, being married. Essentially, one of the guys she dated online, Charles, turns out he was married. And when it comes to Pierce from episode 14, he's going through a divorce right now. And Miranda doesn't want to be the rebound, which is pretty interesting considering the fact that she went through a lengthy divorce period with Calvin. So for her to not want to be a rebound, I'm not saying you shouldn't, settle or anything, but Pierce seemed like a good dude. But, hey, it is what it is. And from there, Ella just encourages her. And it turns out, she talks about how she didn't lose her virginity to Curtis until, after excuse me. Essentially, her and Curtis didn't wait until after marriage to, do the nasty, because she talks about the guy that came before him, which again is a very good nod of continuity. I think it was a season or two ago when Calvin found like a box of letters or something that Ella didn't want him to see. And they were like love letters and whatnot. And they were from the man that she knew before Curtis, who, abused her and whatnot. So again, I applaud the writing, keeping up continuity. So from there, that's pretty much it. Ella just talks about how, just keep focused on yourself and, prayer and whatnot, and you'll find love again. That's essentially what the B plot boiled down to. Oh yeah, Curtis had went out to like a buffet with Floyd. Floyd was in the episode, but, he was mentioned by name. Apparently they got kicked out because Floyd was trying to stuff a lamb chop in his pocket, and they were going out to look for a car, but they didn't, find that, luck with that either. So essentially, that was the B plot. A plot, like I said, good stuff. One of the young firefighters took his own life as opposed to, losing his life on the job. And he was the same age as Malik. So Curtis and Ella talked to CJ about it, how, just have a talk with your kids about depression and whatnot to see if they're going through something, because more often than not, people can look fine on the outside, but you never know what's going on the inside. So, just have a talk with them. And I did like it because apparently the twins are just, They the devil. I don't know what they doing. What they taking stuff for everybody from Malik. They bury his shirt in the backyard. They hide CJ's wallet. They took Melissa's pacifier. They would have got an ass whooping for that. Jasmine said, they almost took her remote or something, and they took a headset or somebody's from before. It's just, they terrible. But in any case, CJ was looking at some baby pictures of the kids, and he reminiscing, and Calvin, Jasmine, and Malik are like, yo, what's going on, man? It's like you're kind of, foggy to everything that's going on around you. But he has a, just a, deep talk with his kids about like, look, if there's anything you're going through, just let me know. Have you went through depression? And Jasmine says no, but, Malik says not me, but Lisa said there was a time where she felt the world was better off about her, but she was able to make it through it. But then later in the episode, after she had talked with Malik and Calvin, Jasmine does have a discussion with CJ about when she felt depressed that, after she left for college and didn't know anybody and she missed everybody, she didn't really talk to anybody like, her dad or her mom, because she just felt like they were going through and they had enough on their plate that she didn't want to be a burden. But, CJ's like, if you ever feel like, you went through that before, if you go through that again, just we can talk through it, and, if there's anything I could do, I'll do it. And if it's above me, we'll be there beside you to, get somebody to help you who will. So I just really love the fact that they had that conversation, because earlier in the episode, and I'm not going to get into full detail because like I said, in the sneak peek video I did, I talked about, the scene a lot in the kitchen where you had Jasmine, Malik, and Calvin talking about, the different times they went through depression. Not necessarily Malik, but, Calvin after he had gotten shot. And as I mentioned before, Jasmine, when she went off to college, the fact that she said, hey, don't tell, dad about this. But the fact that she did eventually go to tell her dad, I really like that, because this could have been something she kept between them. But I do like the fact that she's like, hey, dad, I lied about before. Here's when I went through depression. And her and CJ had a very good moment. I really like that. It was really good. Well handled. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think this episode was very solid, out in the open. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have about this particular episode. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.